Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending of your time zone, and welcome to the first Crosswrap webinar of the year. Today we are talking about giving you an overview of baling and wrapping and different benefits and applications you can get with it. And my name is Ville-Pekka Parkkinen. I'm a sales manager for France, Benelux, and Norway here at Crosswrap. And today with me is
Hello everybody, I'm Eetu Laatikainen, sales manager as well, responsible of DACH region and Poland and Sweden and a couple of other countries. And before we start, please, when there comes any questions during the webinar, there is a questions box, and please write all the questions there. We are happy to answer them. End of the webinar, and in the coming days we promise to answer every question there comes. And technical point, if you need to zoom in on the slides, you may zoom by scrolling your mouse. All right, let's go to the webinar agenda. So seven points we go through, mentioned also in the invitation. And let's start with the company introduction and introducing the solutions. We will put out our cameras now, so you will see the screen better. All right, Crosswrap company introduction and the solutions. Crosswrap, we are the world leading supplier of bale wrapping lines for waste and recycling sector, and with 28 years of experience in the business. We are part of Saalasti Group, which is 100% Finnish family owned company. There is 40 personnel in Crosswrap working, and we are located in Siilinjärvi and Helsinki. You can see the map on the right, and all Crosswrap machines are manufactured and designed in Finland. And so far, plus 600 machine deliveries all over the world to plus 60 countries, and that means a lot of bales that are wrapped with Crosswrap solutions.
And here we can see some installations on map. We have experience from Argentina to Svalbard and from Hawaii to New Zealand. And like Eetu mentioned, presence literally around the world, though if we need to say our main markets, they lie in Europe and then in Northern America. And before we get to the topic, a few words about our different solutions too. So today the focus lies on the left side, so with the bale wrappings and the bale wrapping applications. But in addition to those, we also manufacture machine to open, wrapped and non-wrapped bales, as well as we do packaging lines for different products such as wood products, using and applying the wrapping technique identical to the waste material bale wrappers.
All right, continue to brief summary. Why is different fractions, different materials baled and wrapped? So baling is to make fraction and materials more compact, so then it's more economical for handling, transport and storage. And why are then bales wrapped after baling? Then you will have a clean storage, transport without littering or getting odors or material loss during the operations. And one big point we wanted to point out here is that with wrapping the bales, the risk of getting fires goes close to the zero, because fire needs always oxygen, and no oxygen can get out inside in a wrap bales. And as we know, there's every month fires in waste management facilities when different kind of waste is stored loose, as you can see the photo there.
And then how we do it. So our bale wrapping method lies on the fact that we close all 6 sides of the bale, and we do it in the most gentle way possible. So technical wise, that means that, for example, the bale itself doesn't move at all during the wrapping process, but everything around the bale moves, meaning the wrapping arms and then the wrapping table does the job, and the bale stays in the same position all the time. And one key is also that the bale is on a belt conveyor to minimize littering. And one important factor is that different customers have different needs for the wrapping. So the use of film is completely optimizable for different needs, because of course, nobody wants to use more film than is needed in their application. And in the photo we see here is the so-called traditional CW2200 wrapper, where the baler makes the bales and puts the bale wires, and then the bales are automatically transported to the wrapping machine. But we also have this CW direct wrapper that Eetu will share with you.
Yes, so this is the CV direct bale wrapper, and this is a special application nobody else in the market can offer. So here the bale wrapper is attached directly to the baler, and when the baler is pushing the bale out, the wrapping is made directly to the bale. So no wires is needed before the wrapping film is put on top of the film, and this needs a twin ram baler, as you can see in the photos there.
And one question we get asked quite a lot is that why a bale should be square shaped. And the reason for that is that with the square bale you can maximize the cubical weight and maximize the bale weight, meaning very efficient use of space, but also the square shape enables the easiest and most efficient handling, transportation, and storing for the different materials. And regarding the photos we see here, a good example comes from Crosswrap founder Mr. Kalle Kivelä, who used to say that there's a reason why at the airport luggages are square. So that means, for example, when looking at the truck, that you can, with the shape, you can optimize and maximize the space available. And when the bales are heavier and very dense, so maximizing the cubical weight, you also maximize the amounts you can transport at one time.
Okay, then let's go to more to the practice at the applications. This is an overall view of so to say material stream and different points where Crosswrap solutions can be used. And let's have a deeper look on the quite a common situation where Crosswrap bale wrapper is used. So here there's non-recyclable waste which cannot be recycled anymore. So that can be baled and then wrapped with the Crosswrap, then storing it and transported it, and the final destination most commonly is a waste to energy plant, like in this graph. So explaining the same with photos. So beginning with baling, and then there's the cross wrapper wrapping the bale in film. This is the traditional CV 2200. So there's the wires. Then bales can be temporary stored, or long-term storage can be made as well. And there's then bales and the material then transported by a truck, or with the ship or train transport is used as well. And how the waste is going across the world. One example is UK. It's a big export market of waste. There only in UK there's around 100 cross-wrap bale wrappers, and one receiving example country is Sweden, where there is a lot of waste to energy capacity. And the final destination, as said, is the waste to energy plant, where a cross-wrap bale opener can be used, or it can be a cement plant which is using this non-recyclable waste as an alternative fuel for their energy-intense cement production. But of course, not all materials can be used as energy, and not everywhere that is possible. Lack of capacity. Ville-Pekka, you may continue.
Yes, like Eetu mentioned, probably the most typical application is transporting and exporting of RDF or SRF. But a quite common application too is so-called dry landfilling, which is also about optimizing the space available in the landfills. And basically, dry landfill concept means that the landfill is done with wrapped bales. So the material handling is easier. There's no need for landfill compactors. And of course, when the landfill area is clean and tidy, and the material is wrapped, there are less odors. The waste itself, it's not attractive to birds or animals, and there are also less covering needs, as well as an example, less drainage water processing needed. And this is especially applicable for windy areas, because baling and wrapping and then covering the bales means that there's no material flying around in the landfill. And what I've been hearing and understanding from the past, also a precondition for landfilling in very windy areas. And then this photo is also an application of dry landfilling, but the material is different than normally. Eetu, please.
Yes, this is one landfill from northern Germany, and as you can see, the bales are landfilled, the end disposal here, and the material inside the bales is actually insulation wool, so to say, KMF, and this is like hazardous waste and treated in Germany as a hazardous waste. And it's not possible to recycle the insulation wool, so only option and is to landfill it, as you could see in the photos, and this is likely to be very common in all European countries and all over the world in the coming years. And of course, one big benefit you get from this also is that one bale you see here, it's weighing a little bit more than one ton, and one bale equals actually for one container. You can see here of this light fraction insulation material, and this is coming from building demolition sites, so it's old used insulation material that this system is baling and wrapping, and it needs to have also this housing around the baling and wrapping, because no fibers can get to the air, because there can be asbestos, for example, in this demolition waste insulation wool. Other special materials that are wrapped. This is an example from paper sector. In paper sector, there can be also in the beginning cross wrap dewiring machine opening the bales when a paper mill is using recycled paper or recycled cardboard. And then where bale wrappers are used is paper mill reject, and also recycled pulp can be baled and wrapped. And this is an application made last summer. It's a paper mill using recycled cardboard to make new cardboard products out of it, and during the process there comes reject. You can see here, so it's small parts of plastics basically that cannot be utilized in the process, and this material is in this application. It is baled and wrapped, and then the bales are transported a couple 100 kilometers away to a waste to energy plant used as energy in this case.
Yeah, and though we in the headline call now special materials wrapping, in real life, basically, we can work with all the materials that need to be stored and transported in a clean and effective way. And we have history, for example, from process side products, product rejects from tissue manufacturers, for example. And what is getting more and more common nowadays is to work with textile recycling, and also in the plastic recycling side. And Eetu, do I remember correctly that you have one recent experience from the plastic recycling, baling and wrapping for, was it temporary storage needs?
Yeah, there was one installation we made recently to a Mediterranean island, like holiday island, where they are recycling shredded plastic films, and the reason for baling and wrapping was to keep the precious nature clean, and so no plastics ruin the island. So having a temporary clean storage and clean transport to the end destination where the plastics are then recycled and used to produce new plastics. One example from plastic recycling.
And then one application, more like a product application rather than material application, are the mobile solutions, because we get asked quite a lot that there are customers that don't have space for stationary solutions, or for example, the need for baling and wrapping is seasonal. So there's no constant need for baling and wrapping, and that's why we have over the years had several projects with different baler manufacturers for mobile solutions, be it completely mobile solutions or then more semi-mobile solutions. And as an example, we can see here the Eetu, if you turn the slide, please. Yes, the completely mobile baling and wrapping system in the trailer. And in this specific case, the customer has a couple of different sites where there's a seasonal need for baling and wrapping. So instead of having stationary ones in all of the plants for seasonal use, they can use this kind of a mobile system that they can easily transport to different plants according to the needs in a given plant.
Yes, and here is another example, which is not the full mobile system of baler and wrapper, but the wrapping unit itself it's a semi-mobile. It's built on a subframe, and you can seasonally use the wrapping when it's needed. Here, one place where this seasonal baling and wrapping comes to place is, for example, waste to energy plants, because the waste keeps on coming there all the time. But then, if there's a maintenance break in the plant, you need to still store the waste somewhere. So baling and wrapping is a compact and clean way to make a temporary storage during the maintenance breaks.
Yes, and like said, 30 minutes is quite limited time to go dig very deep, so I hope we were able to give you a good overview, and we are more than happy to continue the talks with you and answer all of your questions after the webinar in the upcoming days. But we brought up a couple of questions we had from you at the registration phase.
Yes. So first question we picked us up was number of bales per hour. We can wrap with the cross wrap even 60 bales per hour if needed, meaning one bale per minute. Typically the limit is the baler, that how fast it can make bales and produce bales for wrapping, and actually getting more the maximum tons per hour capacity. It's more likely that the bales are made with the big baler and heavier per bale. So there is not that many bales per hour, but the tons per hour increases, and we can basically always wrap whatever is coming out from a baler. Then the second question.
Yes, one addition to the first one is also that it's important to remember that there are different wrapping line solutions for different capacities too. So we have experience from a couple of bales per hour going all the way to that roughly 60 bales per hour. So depending of the needs and capacities at hand, there are many things that we can do to tailor-made the lines accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. So the second question was that how robust is the wrapping material if wrap bales are stored outside? Ville-Pekka, you may answer to this interesting question.
Yes, of course, dependent on many different things. for example, related to the wrapping film, but we know from our experience with customers over the years that there are customers that store materials for even for several years. But basically, that's very dependent of the customer and their specific needs, and also about the regulations in a given country or region on how and for how long time you can store the materials. But with the good film, with the proper UV protection, hard to say exactly, but we can talk about very long periods when needed. But like I said, the needs vary a lot in different cases.
Yes, exactly. And how many layers and how much film is used, that is always optimized individually per project and per delivery. We do every cross wrapper is adjusted according to what kind of protection is needed for certain material and for certain handling of bales.
Yes, and also certain shipping companies or transport companies, they can have their own requirements for the number of layers, and with cross wrap solutions it's easy to match those because the wrapping layers, they can be individually programmed to the program and then match those needs easily without using too much film.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, thank you everybody for listening and all the questions that came. Here are cross wrap contacts for you, and I hope this webinar gave some insight and maybe some questions and potential needs in the future where bale wrapping can be utilized.
Yes, Eetu, can you put your camera on for the final words?
Yes, I'm sorry for
yes,
forgot to put the camera. I'm playing
no, no problem. No problem. Maybe the visitors remember the faces afterwards if we put it in. So
yeah, I can show with my mouse. I'm here. Eetu and Ville-Pekka is here.
Yes, and also from our website crosswrap.com you can find all our contact details, and like we said earlier, we are more than happy to help with your wrapping needs, and we will answer all the questions that came before or during the webinar with you in the upcoming days. So we wish you a good remaining of the day, and we thank you for your time here, and the webinar recording will be sent to each one of you afterwards, and the webinars will also be seen on YouTube later on.
Yes, and everybody who registered but couldn't join for this half-hour session, we will send the link to the recordings.
Yes, thank you from our side, and we look forward to be in touch with you shortly.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.